What's up, everyone? I'm IAMOBG for TastingSkills.com, and this is your booze news. Have you lost your sense of smell due to this virus? Well, you're in luck, since there's a new study that just came out of Yale, and it shows that this medication called Camostat mesylate shows that the patients who received the drug did not lose their sense of smell or taste. Now, this matters because the loss of smell and taste as we know it, or called anosmia, has affected more than 68% of the population after they caught this virus. Now, I can tell you some cases go on for more than 5 months, but on average, most people recover after 22 days. For me, when I did catch it, I was so scared. Again, this is my life, tasting and smelling. So, if you want to check out the study, I've put a link below so you can learn more about it. Now, there is a robot that just found 6 out of 6, and yes, this Australian e-nose prototype can spot the difference between a cheaper and more expensive whiskey in less than 4 minutes. Now, the scientists at the University of Technology in Sydney have developed a robotic nose capable of detecting specific qualities of 6 different whiskeys, including their brand name, regions, and style. During this trial, this electric sniffer called NOS.E, like nose, genius thought out of that, the machine was able to identify 3 blended malts and 3 single malt whiskeys. This included samples of Johnnie Walker Red and Black, Ardbeg, Chivas Regal, and of course, a 12-year-old Macallan. Up till now, detecting the difference between whiskeys has required either a trained whiskey connoisseur like myself, who might still get it wrong, said Dr. Sue that came up with this. Ah yes, my favorite. This robot found 6 out of 6 just like I can. But the best part about this is that if you think that programming a robot to find 6 out of 6 is magical, well, you're wrong. Since the olfactory system can make more than 1 trillion combination, yeah, you heard me right, and that the human mind can remember at least 50,000 different specific smells. Now, if you think that a robot is going to find 6 out of 6 blind, then you've made a mistake, since there is no way to quantify all of the whiskeys that have been made in the past 100 years. But sure, let me know when you actually get that done. So, what is the internet's most popular spirit brand out there? Well, according to the botanically brewed mixer Fentimans, after analyzing all of the spirits brands based on social media, the #1 brand is Hennessy Cognac. Now, Hennessy came in first because it had 715,000 followers. Now, if we are talking about how many followers there is out there per brand, and that makes it the most powerful brand out there, well, I have a message for you. I just looked up Tequila 818, and when I wrote the script yesterday, well, it was at 921,000. And right now, if I look it up, now it's at 927,000, meaning this is the #1 brand online. And the crazy part is that Kendall Jenner actually has 322 million followers on Instagram. Now that, my friend, is real brand power. All right, let's move on to my favorite category. But before that, do you want to taste like a pro? Head over to TastingSkills.com, put your name and email into the magical yellow box, and I will send you my free 17-page guide to the fundamentals of tasting. Not only that, if you want to learn how to taste like a professional and at the same time set up a whiskey tasting like a pro, well, I put a link up here so that you can go and check out my top 10 tips on how to set up a real whiskey tasting. With that out of the way, let's get to my favorite category, and that would be a $1,100 bottle of rum. Yes, finally, the rum category is getting the high pricing that it deserves. Since last year, Campari owner of Appleton did release a 37-year-old rum that retails for $1,100. Now, I'm guessing that this is just the start and that there's going to be a lot more demand for these high-end rums, since Bacardi and Pernod Ricard and so on are all getting into the mix. At the same time, if you want to catch the difference between the signature Appleton versus the 8-year-old, well, I've put a link up here once again so that you can go and see it. Now, you can finally drink naked in pubs as a nudist. Yes, you heard me right. That's right, I'm not kidding. The founder, Adam Ford, told the UK Star that he wants to provide more opportunities for seasoned naturalists. Naturalists, to do what everybody takes for granted, except in the nude. Now, this isn't a new thing since naked dining had a bit of a moment about 5 years ago, especially in London, where restaurants gained popularity back in 2016, but Ford wants to expand that activity where nudity could be accepted beyond a formal meal. Yeah, very formal. And I quote here, "We're an event company that aims to normalize naturalism to allow people to have new experience in safe, non-sexual social nudity." If you're interested in any of those and want to fly to London, well, I've put a link below so that you can enjoy a beer naked in London. And Chicago-based auctioneer Hart Davis Hart announced the largest spirit ever sailed in the US. Now, this auction was on March 14 and 15, and I will be doing a full review of the craziest things that they had on my regular whiskey porn segment, since they had more than 1,600 lots on there, and there was some crazy shit on there. So you should subscribe. But only that, if you want to check out previous whiskey porn videos, well, there's a link up here at the same time. And my favorite story and last story this week is how sommeliers are shifting into the wine retail ownership. And that brings us to Hold My Beer. Now, if you're wondering why all these 4 sommeliers are shifting into retail, well, it's pretty simple and it's two-folded. The first part is that we're told that we weren't essential during this pandemic, and that was a big problem. We needed to find new careers. And that most restaurants don't want to pay since they don't understand what we do. They don't see the value in us working the floor. They don't understand why we're training staff. And frankly, it's a sad situation. Since being a sommelier has been my life passion, it's given me the opportunity to move to the greatest food and wine city in the world, and that would be Las Vegas, of course. But only that, I did get to taste some amazing wine in my life. But the best part out of all of this was meeting all the beautiful people in the industry. And frankly, we're tired of being treated like shit. We're underpaid, the customers are rude, management is awful, because restaurant owners just don't want to pay. And if you're wondering why all these sommeliers are leaving the floor to start their own business, well, there you have it. All right, that's gonna do it for me, IAMOBG for tastingskills.com. Please remember to give it a thumbs up since you can't give it a thumbs down anymore. Go down there, click the bell so you can get the notification. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment on anything that I've spoken about since I always reply. And of course, share with all your friends. All right. And as usual, my friend, please remember, stay sober. Peace.